Hey everyone, Michael Hammond here for your Monday morning fuel up. It is November 4th. It's less than 2 months left. Elections are tomorrow. There is a lot going on. Back from MBA Annual, have a lot of updates for you there. Hope all of you had a fantastic weekend. I had a delightful weekend, a busy weekend though. We went on Saturday to Cleveland to check in and visit with some relatives, see how they're doing. Haven't had a chance to see them in a little while. Spend the day with them. Got a lot of quality time with my wife to talk and discuss things and what we have for the rest of the years. We're driving to Cleveland and back. Sunday had church and went out to breakfast and then had my daughter over for dinner and just had at a very family focused, a very intentional weekend because we've just been traveling a ton, have a lot going on. So it was nice to be able to spend that quality family time. I hope all of you guys did too. As I always say, it's a chance to recharge. It's a chance to listen. It's to podcast, to read. And I'm going to share some of those things. But what I want to focus on right now, it's November 4th. There's a couple of critical choices you have to make. The first is, how are you going to end the year strong? How can you make sure that you're not complacent? How can you make sure that you're not just focused on your calendar and you've got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, and you got the new year and just kind of winding down instead of ending strong? And so you've got to focus on, what do I need to do to end strong? And then secondly, what do you need to do now to put yourself in a better position to succeed in 2025? Some of that's personal and leaning into videos and being a better storyteller. Some of that is getting your budgets finalized now and getting approved and understanding where you need to invest time and resources to be successful in 2025. Now let's go through a couple of the highlights, some of the things that really jumped out at me at MBA Annual. One of the things everyone wants to know, what are they predicting for next year? So let's go through the economic predictions first. This year, most economists are saying we're going to end about 1.718 trillion in origination volume. Next year, they're predicting about 2.3 trillion. So there is going to be an uptick. There is going to be more volume in the market, but are you going to be prepared to take advantage of that? Are you going to put yourself in a position to make that happen? Had the wonderful opportunity to work with my media partner, Delilah Ramos, and we did over 50 videos. Hopefully you guys caught those. If you didn't, they'll be up this week on our YouTube channel. You'll get a chance to go back and look at our LinkedIn feeds. We talked to industry experts, thought leaders, technology innovators. So there's a lot of great interviews and discussions there. We'll work on a montage for later in the week. But some of the things that jumped out as I was talking to those individuals is, I think as things continue to pick up a little bit, there's more optimism. So the mood was more optimistic. The mood was more upbeat than it's probably been in the last 3 MBA annuals. So that's a positive sign. I think lenders and vendors are being much more strategic with their resources, strategic with their staffing. So while there's going to be opportunities for growth, you've got to make sure, if you're selling into the lenders, you've got to focus not on features and functions, but what problems are you solving? How are you helping lenders solve for problems or seize opportunities? So you may have to realign your pitch and understand what it is you're bringing to the table. When we talk about what are some of the other highlights from a tech perspective, there's a lot of buzz, there's a lot of interest in all of the PPE technology, the pricing and eligibility technology that's out there, and what are they doing to give you more access in the entire life cycle, more access to different loan types, not just conventionals, but non-agency, and how are they doing it and making it easier? Appraisal technology is another area that is getting a lot of discussion, a lot of talk of how can they automate workflows and what can they do to improve the appraisal process. Another big area obviously was data and analytics and providing key data and analytics so it's more useful. and not just more useful for the executives, but for throughout everybody in the production and manufacturing of a loan. How can you give data to loan officers and brokers so they can make better decisions, so they can help their lender more? How are we looking at the different climate changes and the data, and where you need insurance, and where insurance is going in the mortgage space? So there was a lot going on there. And then lastly, I would say AI. AI is not just a buzzword. AI is happening. AI is not going away. If you're not leaning into AI and learning how it can impact every employee in your company, you're going to miss out. The lenders that have been leaning in are now starting to get some significant uplift. They can do things faster. They can do things more cost effectively. They can do things that are actually more engaging. So make sure you're leaning into AI as we round out 24 and head into 25. And with all of those exciting things said, I think the most important thing is it's still the power of connection, collaboration, and relationships. That's what it's about. I fully believe in digital and leaning in and creating and fostering and growing relationships, but I can tell you there's nothing like seeing someone in person and giving them a big hug, or running into somebody standing at the elevator, or bumping into someone at breakfast, being able to go to breakfast or lunch or dinner and having in-depth conversations, not just about business, not just about closing a deal, but about genuine care for the other person, finding out how their family is doing, find out some of the struggles that they're having, really making that human connection. So as we start this week, it's election, make sure you go out and vote. Whatever party, whatever your beliefs are, make sure you go out and vote. It's critical if you haven't already. And as we lean in to this first week of November, make sure, if you want to continue to foster and grow those incredible relationships that you either grew and improved on at the MBA Annual, or that you just made, follow up is critical. Follow up with those people. But let's end the year strong, and let's put ourselves in a great position for success in 2025. Go out there and have an amazingly blessed week, and always be adding value.